Judge, welcome back to the program. You asked for it and you got it when it comes to mental health. Millions of dollars for mental health hospitals have been shelled out across the state. You got a big chunk of that because you asked Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick for that. It doesn't exist in the Panhandle. That's something that's kind of floored us over the past few interviews we've had with you. Any idea how long it's going to take to get this physically erected? And secondly, where's it going to go?
Oh, that's a really good question. We don't know where it's going to go yet. There's been several places that we have tried to commit, and everyone says, no, it's not for sale. No, it's not for sale. We had some land donated to us. It's not big enough. It was 7 acres. They need 15 to build this building. So we're still looking. I have a meeting tomorrow with some more people, so we'll know by then. But the funny thing is that they don't know that Amarillo is divided into 2 different counties, apparently. So the state sent me an email the other day, said, hey, we found some property over here. And I said, no, that's Randall County. It needs to be in my county. And they went, oh, yeah, okay. So we're still on the hunt for some really good property. We've got some good ideas.
Yeah.
But as soon as we can confirm that, they will have a groundbreaking, and it's supposed to be done by 2025.
2025, you think you can get it turned around that fast?
I don't know. And I was thinking that'll be right before I leave office. So I'm hoping that they'll have it done that fast. It's 2 stories. And one of the locations is already a building on it. So they just have to do is renovate.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
Yeah, that might be the place. The key to all of it is to renovate an existing building and get it done quicker.
You and I have talked.
We need it bad.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. You and I have discussed mental health for quite a while here too.
Yes.
A hospital, though, is often the last resort for people who are in despair. But there's a lot of mental health cases where people need help and treatment where they might not need to go to a hospital.
Right.
Has that changed at all, Judge? In the Panhandle, in Potter
We have
County?
the pavilion here. We know Ocean's Behavior Health here that people can go short term. But the problem with that, though, is that when I do sign an order to commit someone to the state hospital, there's a 3-week, 4-week wait, and by the time that bed comes available, they're better, so they don't go. So it's a round thing that never is going to be completed until we get that hospital. We can put them straight there. I want it in the medical center where all the other hospitals are, so we could just take them straight down the street, put them in there, get it done, and then release them after they get on medication. That's the thing, is that they don't like the way the medication makes them feel, so they don't like to take it. But if they're in the hospital, they have to take it. Yeah. So they'll see themselves that they're getting better, and maybe they'll do better once they get out.
Judge, let's stay on mental health for a moment and talk about suicides. I don't think I realized this statistic, but suicides in rural areas increased faster than suicides in big cities over the last 2 decades.
Yes.
And the Panhandle specifically had the highest rates of suicide attempts in the state in 2020. The rate doesn't appear to be slowing.
Not.
What's going on in the Panhandle?
I don't know. I would love to know. I talked to one of our JPs the other day. He had 18 inquests that week in 1 week's time, and 5 of them were people under 40 who committed suicide. I don't know the answer. I'm glad you brought that up because I want to talk about it. I wish that people would seek help when they feel that need or feel that low. Call somebody and talk to somebody. That we have suicide hotlines. Everybody does. You could do that, but they just put a gun to their head and it's done. And it's really sad, and it worries me. I don't know what's happened. I think some of it is the economy is so bad right now that they can't find jobs. They can't keep jobs. They can't pay their bills. They can't buy cars. They can't buy groceries. It is really, really a difficult time right now for a lot of people. And it's very sad. It's very sad that they're taking that way out, just saying, I'm done, and putting a gun to their head. It's just really, really bothersome.
Any idea how you can intercept these people before they fall into despair?
I have no idea. I was talking to the JP about that. He says, what can we do about this? He was really distraught about it too, because he said, this plays on me. I go out and pronounce these people dead, and it's just nothing, socially wrong with them. They just can't live anymore. And I said, I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. I don't know, but I'm sure we're not the only ones dealing with it here in Amarillo. I'm sure it's the whole Panhandle is doing. I don't know why it's the Panhandle is so so bad. I can't figure that out. It's not a
Yeah.
bad place. So I don't know.
It's a beautiful part of the state. Must be other factors though that you're talking about there.
There's gotta be.
Let's shift off and talk about the new year here. Biggest priorities for 2024 for you, what are they?
Biggest priorities is the hospital. Get that hospital done. That's number one. We got to get that done. Another priority is keeping taxes low. That's hard to do when inflation is so high. We always have that issue. We never raise taxes very much, maybe 1%. Look, sometimes less than that every year. But we have to. We have a fleet of sheriff cars, a fleet of road and bridge cars, a fleet of fire trucks that we have to fuel every day. And with gas, the price it is, we can't help but inflate the taxes a little bit to cover the cost of just fuel for our departments. So it's always something that we always wrestle with every year when we do the budget. And people come to show up and they complain, but it all boils down to what is your house worth? And 1% of the total amount of your house is only going to be like $30 a year. And then go, oh, okay. So if they don't know the whole story behind it, they're not going to get it until they ask us. So we try to make that very clear in the commissioner's court meeting, what is going to total, how much is going to go up, and blah, blah, blah. So it's a problem, but that I would like to alleviate having to raise taxes for 1 or 2 years. That would be great, but it looks like we're not going to because inflation is so bad.
New mental health hospital, keeping taxes lower, those are the main two things in the crosshairs for you.
And I would really like to get into to why people are committing suicide. It really bothers me. It really, and the age, you're all 40 years old and under. And it's just something's not right in our world. As you know, our world is in a pitiful shape right now, and I don't know what to do about it.
State lawmakers, judge met 4 times this year, and in a special legislative session, and passing school vouchers still has not happened. As we look ahead to 2024, where do you and your community stand on this issue for school vouchers?
No one has talked to me about that at all. I mean, no one has come in and said, what are you going to do? I'm not going to do anything. Thank God I'm not in charge of any schools. But let me tell you this. We do have 4 elementary schools that are closing in Amarillo this year. 4 for lack of attendance. That bothers me. That's something I'm going to look into because kids just thought during COVID they could do school from home on the computers, so they didn't go to school. So these 4 little elementary schools are going to close, and so which means the people who don't have access to computers are going to have to take their children farther away to another school. And I just don't think it's fair. I'm on a committee tomorrow. We're meeting tomorrow to see what we're going to do about that. So.
And these are schools that have closed because the kids are being homeschooled now?
Yeah. People aren't going to school. And it's like, what in the world is going on here? Going to school is part of your life. You have to get up and go, and you have to be able to communicate with people your own age and make friends. The whole thing is kind of sad that they're not doing that. They're staying at home on the computer, and that they're losing some skills, some people skills.
Social skills indeed.
Later. Yeah.
If vouchers are passed, Judge, any idea how that would impact Amarillo ISD?
I don't. I haven't even been listening to all that. I haven't even looked into it, but I don't know how it will impact us. That would be a question for the ISD person.
Okay.
I'd like to talk to him about it. I'll get back to you if you want me to.
Well,
I'll see him tomorrow at the meeting.
Consider yourself lucky because everyone everywhere else in the state's talking all about this thing. So if you guys,
what is everybody else thinking? What is everybody else saying?
Oh, it's right down the middle for everybody else. They either love it or they hate it. So I don't know if it has the ability to pass.
Yeah,
it hasn't so far. So we'll see what happens with that. A couple last questions here for you. Some judges have told us they think the new controversial law that lets state and local police arrest people they think that are here illegally violates the law and might cause jail overcrowding. This is Senate Bill 4. It hasn't been signed yet by the governor. It's a Republican priority. Any idea what you expect when this is signed into law? Do you expect the jail to fill up in Potter County?
Yes, our jail is already pretty darn full. And so if we allow that to happen, we won't have any place to put them. I mean, there's already an overflow that we have to take some of ours to another county sometimes. So yeah, that's not a good deal. It is definitely not. I hope he doesn't sign off on that. That wouldn't be a good deal.
You have a new courthouse coming there in
We
Potter
do.
County. This
Yes.
this has long been in the works.
Yes, it has. It is beautiful, but there's been some glitches and some disappointments. The people that poured the concrete for our records management department made a mistake, and they're saying we need to fix it, and we're saying they need to fix it. So we're going to have to sue them to get them to come back and fix it right. And so that's going to take another 8-9 months to do. But we can move everybody else in without them. But that means we have to keep the existing courthouse open and pay utilities on that while we're paying utilities on the new courthouse until we get that part fixed. So
Wow.
It's always something. I'm telling you that I never know what's going to, every day is a surprise.
Every day
Every
it's
day.
something else. Here's
Yeah.
the last thing I wanted to ask you. 2024 is going to be a huge election year. It's a chance for people who are running for office to again listen to what is needed on the ground across the state here. What would you tell lawmakers and candidates for office?
Oh, man. I tell you, I've been there way too many times, and it's not fun. I would tell them to take a breath and be careful what they say if they're going to say it on camera or on Facebook, because it'll come back and bite you every time. So I have somebody that's right now that I know well that's running for office, and I have told her, I said, you've got to draw back, take a breath before you say anything, because people are going to remember what you say. So be careful what you do, what you say, how you act, how you dress, who you hang out with, where you go, because someone is always watching. Somebody is always watching.
Any specific wants you would have from people who are running for state legislative seats?
Yes, but I can't say it. I can't say it. I'm so upset that Ford Price is not running again. But he's got different plans, and I love that guy. He is wonderful. I hope he goes on to bigger and better things, because he is very capable and very worthy. I do have someone here in Amarillo that I would like to see get that spot that Ford's vacating. And I won't say anything else because I can't, but I think that this person would be a great fit for that.
But as far as specific priorities, things you want to get accomplished,
Yeah.
Anything specific you want to tell them? You got the mental health hospital. Anything?
I just
out
want
there?
to get this hospital going. I cannot wait till this is done. It's 75 beds, 50 of them are forensic, which only leaves 25 for civil. But I can deal with that. I mean, at least it'll get some of the people out of the jail that need the help, and at least it will get some people into the hospital that we can help and get on their way. And we won't have to transport them to Wichita Falls. That's where we go now, and that's it's an all-day trip for our sheriffs and the sheriff's department to take them down there and then come back the same day. So I want to see that done. That's my first priority. The courthouse obviously is got to get done. There's two big things. There are two money machines that are just grabbing money back and forth all the time. So, but we got to get it done. The state's going to pay for the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're going to pay for the land also. That was the deal. So I'm hoping that they're going to do that too. So, and then we have the issue with staffing. We'll talk later about that, but the workforce. Can we get enough people to occupy that hospital? Enough people that are interested enough to come to Amarillo to work it. So that's on the back burner. I'm hoping it will work. I'm hoping that we can get that done.
Well, let's talk about that in the coming months once things get going, if that's okay.
Okay, we can do it.
Judge, it's good to see you. Always appreciate your time, and Happy New Year to you.
Good to see you too. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'll talk to you later.